In this video, I want to answer the question, what is a minimum viable product? MVP. A minimum viable product is the first version of a product, the solution to a problem. And it's one that contains enough features, is of high enough quality to attract a first set of customers, and, crucially, to be able to gather valuable feedback and information about how customers use and value that product. Frank Robinson coined the term minimum viable product in 2001. But it was Steve Blank and Eric Ries who popularized the term. First, with Blank's launch of the lean startup movement, and then with the release of Ries's 2009 book, Lean Startup. Eric Ries defines an MVP as that version of a new product which allows a team to collect the maximum amount of validated learning about customers with the least effort. And the stress on validated is my own rather than Ries's. And what I mean by that is simple. If you ask potential customers about how they will use, how they will value, how much they would pay for a product, when it's a hypothetical product that might be delivered, you will get potentially a very different set of answers to asking them the same question about a real product, giving it to them and seeing how they actually use it, offering it to them and seeing how much they will actually pay for it. The core purpose of a minimum viable product is to gather data. It's to find out whether people actually buy it, and when they buy it, how they actually use it when it's a real thing. For some startups, it also has a secondary purpose, of course, which is to generate some revenue. To be able to sell something to customers in the early stages of the startup, so that you can return some revenue to the business, not only to give confidence to investors and to hook perhaps new investors, but also to inject some valuable cash flow into a business, particularly if your lean startup doesn't have a lot of funding. So once you've produced an actual product, a simple version of what you might aspire to produce, it could be as simple as a single web page. It could be a product that appears to be automated, but is actually backed by manual operation behind the user's awareness. Once you've got that, you can collect valuable information and feedback. You can allow customers to use the product and to ask them questions about how they use it, or indeed gather information in numerous different ways. The sooner you find out how customers use your product, the sooner you can adjust your plans, and therefore the less commitment you need to make. And of course, if customers don't value the product, don't use it, don't want it, then if you find that out early, while you've made a minimal investment into your minimum viable product, then you've minimized the risk, the amount of money and time and resources that are wasted. It's important to note that the idea of a minimum viable product is not about producing the absolute minimum functionality that you can get away with and make the thing work. It's actually about producing the minimum functionality and quality that will allow you to learn what you need to know. Because an MVP is about gathering information, and it's about managing risk. It's also important to recognize that although minimum viable product appears to be very specific, it's going to be problematic defining what you actually mean by minimum, what you mean by viable, and what you mean by product. However, it's fundamentally, for me, about risk management. Because if you think about it, producing the MVP adds a stage to your project or your product development lifecycle. That has a cost, it has time implications. But in exchange for those costs, you can reduce risk. And you reduce risk because you learn what the customer needs and are able to adjust before producing the final product. You can also look at the MVP process as a part of quality management. The ability to produce a minimum viable product and then to find out what its shortcomings are in terms of quality and where you need to boost quality for the final product will allow you to plan a better end product. So, to summarize, a minimum viable product is an investment. It's an investment in managing risk. It's an investment in producing a better product. It's an investment in managing quality. And that investment is recouped because the minimum viable product allows you to study customer and user behaviors in the real world to find out if they want the product, what they will pay for it, and how they use it. So we create an MVP to learn. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up to show that you like it, and subscribe to our channel for more great videos. In fact, why not hit the notification bell so you find out about them as soon as they are released. And I will look forward to seeing you in the next video.